Hello, my viewers. I'm glad that you have tuned in to Hope and Live channel. My name is Dr. Sarah Mushai, and I'm happy to get to you where you are, speaking on the messages of hope and live. And today, I'm just concerned about us as caregivers. How are we moving on? Have you neglected yourself? Are you still the person who had dreams? Are you still the person who had passions? Are you the person who had some ambitions? That's why I've come to speak to you. There are so many caregivers who end up forgetting themselves. And so my topic today is balancing caregiving and personal development. And the hashtag is picking what you lost, picking that piece of you, getting it back, finding the lost piece of you. That is our hashtag. That is the part of you that even though you have come into the area of caregiving, even if you found yourself there, I know you never made a choice. I know you never planned to get there. You had those personal ambitions. You had those talents that you would have wished to grow. And so, as I reach to you, I'm interested in a caregiver who is all-rounded, a caregiver who is also advancing academically. So you need to be socially thriving, you need to be thriving academically, you need to be thriving physically, and you need to be thriving even spiritually. And so I'm speaking to a caregiver who need to be all-rounded. This is what we ought to be. I know it's hard. You feel, how do I pick? How do I find the lost piece of me? I find myself almost 24/7 engaged. And you're asking yourself, how? And this is a need that we need to address. That even if we are caregivers, there's real importance of us coming back to the place of picking who we are. Because we cannot lose our identity. We have our identity, and our identity is that which we wanted to become when we grow up. It's what we wanted to become when we get married. And so I'm addressing a person who needs to realize that in this life, they still need to be social beings. That in the first place, as a caregiver, you are a person. We are people, and there are things that we need to fulfill in our lives, so that we are not just identified as caregivers, we are also identified as people who we are from the beginning. That I am Wairimu, I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a professional. This is what makes me to be. Where am I even spiritually? Am I a person who can encourage somebody? For you to get here, you need to boost yourself. You need to be a person who is saying, how do I move on? And therefore, you need to initiate some things that are required of you. For instance, I feel that you need, maybe, if you have been in academics, that you can still advance academically. Could be you did certificate. You can advance and do a diploma. You can advance and do a degree. You can advance and do a master's. And you can advance and do more and more of the studies academically. What will this help you in when you advance yourself from that business? Maybe you've been operating in a business out there in a physical space. You don't have to get stuck because now you're taking care of somebody who is bedridden or somebody who is in the house. You can now transfer your business and do it online. You can do something now differently using the technology we have. So you don't have to get stuck. You can decide, even if I'm not moving to the shopping center, even if I'm not going to the town center, I can now operate from the house. This is where we are talking of, you are picking the lost part of you. You can still advance even in that business. If you have been a person who has been encouraging others spiritually, I think it's a high time you ask yourself, how much have I read of the Bible? How much have I read books that are giving me more hope? Because the more you encourage yourself, the more you build the capacity in you, it matters so much, because that is what you're going to give others. You cannot give what you don't have. So if you are to build capacity of others, it must be that you're also building the person in you. So today I've come to tell us that even as we are caregivers, there are things we need to ask ourselves. How are we advancing? How are we moving on? How are we progressing? Because the care we offer will go with how much have we taken care of ourselves. Are you resting well? I think I need to go. One, we need to ask ourselves, are we physically fit? Are you eating well? Are you resting well? Are you doing exercises? Are you okay in terms of mental health? Are you able to manage stress? That is the physical health that we ought to speak about. That as a caregiver, we need to be health in terms of spiritual, physical, and even emotional and mental health. We need to be well and rounded well. And I've spoken about advancement, even in academic. Maybe it could be also other projects. You don't have to get stuck. If you have been doing projects out there, maybe you're in real estate. Maybe you are the person who is helping others to grow. Maybe you're in the field of social mentorship. Don't stop it there. Think on how do you advance and do more and more. You also need to read more of what you're doing. Increase your capacity in terms of the knowledge of where you are, the person you're serving. Keep reading about persons enabled differently. Keep reading more of the successful people so that we can encourage those we are with, that we can see also our future. Read about those persons who went ahead of us, Akina Helen Keller, people who did a lot, even in the area of disability. So we need to read more so that we can increase our capacity and that we'll be able to offer others hope. We need to bring out a lot of reserve in us, in terms of when we are offering other people hope, when we are building others, that even as ourselves, we are well built, we are well grounded. So to me, a person who is in caregiving should not neglect themselves. They should encourage themselves so that they are able to live a normal life. In the event you don't do personal development, there are some things that are likely to hit you. One, you're going to get fatigued very fast. And you're going to feel like you're offended. You're going to feel like you're cheated, that what you're doing is not adding value. But if you're able to complement the two, that you're caregiving and also you are helping yourselves to grow, it gives a lot of fulfillment. It gives a lot of inner achievement. It is a motivation by itself. So don't neglect yourself. And secondly, the moment you don't build in yourself, you feel like whatever you're doing is not rewarding. And so you're likely to even not to give your best, simply because you feel you're grieving. Any caregiver who is grieving is likely not to offer hope to somebody, because your heart is already empty. So as a caregiver, encourage yourself, capacity build yourself in terms of doing what makes you happy, what makes you glad. Are you a person who does knitting? Maybe if you're knitting, ask yourself, can I do knitting? Can I continue to knit even as I take care of my loved one? That will reduce the times that you shall be thinking about the person you're taking care of. Remember, it is not a walk in the park. It is very involving. Caregiving is what we are talking of. It's very much involving. And so we need to ask ourselves, why should we lose the part of us? To the extent of you asking yourself, you forgot who you are. No, pick yourself up. The moment you start doing that knitting, it will divert those other feelings of making you feel like you're useless. You will find yourself now concentrating on that other act. So don't neglect yourself, build your capacity. And this is what we're encouraging each other, that even as a caregiver, move on, develop yourself, give yourself something else that is extra, to the extent that you will not feel like you have lost. You will not feel like you have been cheated. You will feel like it was just a diversion. It was just something that you have done, and that means you can continue. The other thing is, if you are not doing personal development, is that you're likely to feel that it's not sustainable. And therefore, in the event that you are helping this person day in, day out, in the morning, in the evening, 24/7, you'll get to a point of asking yourself, after that part that is lost of you. But you only need to maybe to change a bit, that if you're doing something that was involving so much, maybe you can do now something that is less involving, but still developing yourself. Personally, I'm happy that I was able to pick it up, even in caregiving my daughter for that long. I was able to move from where I picked from when I got married. I was able to move from bachelor's, I did master's, I did PhD. And this has given me a lot of fulfillment, that even though I am still taking care of my daughter, I have still also done personal development. That gives me a lot of joy. And so I encourage any caregiver, don't stick to that thing that you feel, I am only identified as a caregiver. You have your ambitions. You have that part of you that needs to grow. You need to advance in your area of specialization. So as I speak to you as a caregiver, we need to know that when we are unwell, when we are exhausted, when we are unhappy, it's likely that we are not able to deliver. It's likely that we are not going to offer services that will be acceptable. So I feel personal development will make us be more joyous. When we have advanced, maybe career, when we have maintained relationships, you see why we are talking about even social health. It's because in the event you don't again engage with other people, in the event you don't engage with the community, you're likely to be very lonely. I'm coming to you to tell you, even socially, you need to be well-rounded. You need to be a person of people. Don't keep yourself alone. Get there to a place of you can mix with others. So these three things that I feel are very important as a caregiver. One, you need to create a diary so that you're able to take care of every of these things that I've said, that you are able to take care of your health, you're able to take care of your social life, you're able to take care of your self-ambitions. So you need to ensure at least you create a diary. Have schedules. They are very important. Have schedules such that you're able to tell, this is what I'll be doing at this time, and you have targets. And then again, you need to ask yourself, do you have assigned tasks? Do you have priorities? Set priorities right. Set priorities right, so that you don't do many things at the same time. You're able to set priorities, and at the same time, you're not going to sacrifice what you're supposed to do for the person you're taking care of. And then thirdly, engage people. And this cannot be ignored. It's not the least. Engage people. When you engage people is when you'll be able now to delegate. It's when you are able to tell other people to help you, that you are able to thrive socially, you're able to thrive maybe academically, you're able to thrive even health-wise or physical and mental and spiritual lives. You're able to make yourself all-rounded. And again, you're able to engage with others as it ought. So I need to have a person who is all-rounded, even if you're a caregiver, such that you don't lose yourself. Don't lose your identity. Caregiver, don't lose your identity. You are still a human being. You still have social life to live. You still have your ambitions. You still have your talents. And for you to enjoy the work that you're doing, you need to see to it that you're balanced, the self in you, and even the work of the caregiver. And that is why my message is, find the lost piece in you. Find that lost piece in you. Look at what you have not attended to for days. Look at what you have not attended to for years. Pick the self in you, and now remember that you are still a human being, and you still need to uphold yourself and to enjoy even as we are in this life. So make sure you are living a balanced life. And so I appreciate you, my fellow caregiver. I know it is not easy, but I encourage you, because you'll find as you walk the journey, you'll find there is a lot of inward peace inward reserves, inward capacity, such that when you're taking care of that person, you are also enjoying. Thank you so much for listening to me. My name is Dr. Sarah Mushai, and I'm glad to have spoken to you about balancing personal development and caregiving as a role which is meant to be to help somebody feel at peace and feel happy, but also leave you with a lot of peace and with a lot of joy. Thank you.